Save up to $50 at crimsontrace.com. Laser sighting systems from Crimson Trace will make you a more accurate and confident shooter. No personal protection firearm is fully equipped without a laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. Visit crimsontrace.com November 29th through December 25th and save up to $50 on the one tool no personal protection firearm should be without: a Crimson Trace laser sight. Save up to $50 now through Christmas Day at crimsontrace.com.
Broadcasting nationwide, this is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Your views, advice, and questions are the driving force of Gun Talk. Call Tom now at 866-TALK-GUN. That's 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Or reach out to us via email at tom@guntalk.com. Let us know what you think about the gun-related issues of the day. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
All righty, let's gather around the wood stove here. We're going to be talking about guns and shooting and self-defense and sporting clays and trap and skeet and hunting rifles and anything you want to talk about. We're going to be open lines this hour of Gun Talk. So whatever's on your mind, if there's a gun you want to know about, if I know about it, I'll help you out. If I don't, we'll call for some help from everybody else, because we've got a lot of people listening who know about a lot of this stuff. We do have a couple of things going at the time. We're asking what would make for good last-minute Christmas gifts for shooters on your list, getting some great recommendations there. Also asking for your thoughts. Basically, relate your story. Did you ever get a gun for Christmas as a youngster or even as an adult? Love to get that story from you also. So a lot of things going on. But frankly, if there's just something you want to talk about, whether it's you're thinking about buying a gun, you're thinking about getting your concealed carry permit, you're confused about the law on it, see if I can help you out. Tons of misinformation out there. I see that a popular firearms website finally decided to write a piece about guns in commercial vehicles. Now, as you know, for almost 20 years now, I've been debunking this whole deal where commercial truck drivers say, well, it's illegal for us to have a gun in there. I said, well, no, actually, it's not. Oh, yeah, it's in the Green Book. That's what they tell us. It's illegal. It's a Department of Transportation. It's a DOT regulation, ICC regulation. No, it's not. It's not. And I'm glad that some of the folks are finally catching up. And basically, I'm helping folks out I talk about it, and then they write about it on their websites. Here's the bottom line. If you drive a commercial truck, there's no federal regulation that says you cannot have a self-defense gun in your truck or any other kind of gun, frankly. The only laws that apply are the laws that apply to everybody else. There are no special laws for commercial truck drivers. Now, if you go to places where you can't take a gun, a federal installation, you can't take a gun there no matter what kind of truck or car you're driving. All right? If your company prohibits this, well, that's not a law. And you can carry or not carry. That's your call. Understanding that you're not putting your liberty at risk in terms of getting arrested, but you're putting your job at risk. So just things for you to know about. 866-TALK-GUN is how you get in here. 866-825-5486. Also on Twitter, I am at Gun Talk. You can shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. We do have our contest going. We're giving away stuff. Go to guntalk.com/win. And oh, by the way, just a little heads up. It says very clearly, if you go and enter this contest, and we give away stuff every month, you are signing up to be on the True Squad. That is, you're going to get a newsletter from us about once a month. When you get the newsletter, please don't send us a letter, an email that says, why are you sending me this spam? I never signed it. Yes, you did. You did sign up. And every single newsletter we send out, it's really easy. At the bottom, there's a little place you say, I don't want this anymore. Click on it. It goes away. You opt in. You opt out. We do not sell your name to anybody. We do not give your name to anybody. We do not sign people up without them signing themselves up. We don't operate that way. I wouldn't like it if you did it to me. Therefore, I'm not going to do it to you. Fair enough? Okay. Line 3, Wes is in Waco, Texas. Hello, Wes.
Hello. How you doing?
Yes, I am good. What's this? You started shooting at age 6?
Yes, sir. My father taught me and my older brother how to shoot a 12-gauge shotgun at the age of 6. Taught us how to load it and put the butt against the baseboard and point the barrel at the door.
Why?
Intruders.
Intruders.
Now, this is back in the 40s.
Uh-huh. Well, was there something locally going on then?
Well, they had a jailbreak out there, and they come out around our house because we lived out close to the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
And they walked all the way around our house trying to figure out a way to get in.
Oh.
And my brother was trying to make noise like he was loading a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
And to try to bluff, whoever was trying the door.
Right.
And they left us and went catty corner a block away and caught everybody in the house to sleep and cut everybody's throat.
Oh, they killed everybody in the house.
Now, that was back in the 40s.
Wow. So when that happened, your parents said, let's teach you how to hold a gun, load a gun, and shoot a gun if somebody breaks in.
Well, my father got home, and the police was running around out there before at our house and everything, and they could see where they was trying to get in and everything. And my dad said, I'll be right back. And he went to the downtown and bought a 12-gauge shotgun and brought it back out to the house. He said, next time, he said, my boys ain't going to have to bluff.
Oh, man, I love it, Wes. That is a great story. Thank you for sharing that. That's, and that's the way it is. And people are going to say, 6 years old, that's too young. Well, we coddle our kids. They should be doing things, they should have responsibilities at age 6. I mean, now we've got helicopter pilots or helicopter parents who are running around trying to catch their kids at age 16 to prevent them from ever bumping into anything or getting hurt. The kids should be doing hard things at age 5 and 6. They should be learning to do things. By age 10, they should be accomplished at doing hard things, complex things. You do your kids no favors by doing things for them, by giving them things. It's not being kind to them. It's actually a form of child abuse, in my view. Line 2, Randy, Ozark, Missouri. Hey, Randy, got a book idea for us?
Yeah, I just happened to, I don't usually get a chance to hear you. I'm usually too busy, but I just was coming back from the store, and I heard the tip on the cartridges of the world.
Right.
And in my late father's stuff, all of his shooting stuff, he had that book, which is great, but he also had Wildcat Cartridges of the World, which is another Wolf Publishing big book. Every weird thing anybody's ever necked up, necked down, or just done for the hell of it.
And there's some truly strange stuff in there, isn't there?
Oh, it's interesting to read, and you're like, man, someone spent a lot of time and effort thinking up something that there's really no practical use for.
Well, it's so funny you said it, because I'm sitting there thinking, there's not a lot of places where we need a Wildcat anymore.
No.
And of course, need doesn't have a whole lot to do with it. Somebody says, hey, I can do this. This would be interesting and fun, and I've got a supply of this brass. Sometimes it's nothing more than that, is it? Just, hey, I got a big old bucket of brass I'm going to do something with.
Well, and there's that edition. I think it's I can't remember. I don't have my hands on it right now. It's in the other room. I think it's a 94. But I have some of the older Gun Digest ones, and yeah, it's funny to look at them and what was a Wildcat now is a factory cartridge like the 17 Hornet or the 7mm 08,
A lot of them, yeah. The 6.52 There's just a whole bunch of things that now are factory loads that were Wildcat. Well, 257 Roberts was originally a Wildcat. So, we go all the way back. So, great idea. Wildcat Cartridges of the World. If you can grab a copy of that one, there's the one to put under the tree also. Hey, Randy, thanks for that. I appreciate that. Let's see. I tell you what, let's take the quick break. We'll come back. We got Sean and Robert waiting for us. We're going to have some information for you. We're also open lines. If there's a gun or shooting tip or anything you want to share with us, by all means do it. 866-TALK-GUN. Be right back.
You're headed somewhere your gun can't go. Leave it in the truck? Unsecured? Nope. Get a vehicle vault. Fits most trucks and SUVs. Installs in 10 minutes. Plate steel. Fast access. Visit CONSOLE vault.com.
One machine. One operator. Each machine is run by a single pair of hands. Hands that spend all day, every day, learning the machine inside and out. We don't believe in quotas. The point is crafting faultless ammunition, no matter how long that takes. It's not quick or easy, Being the best never is. Black Hills Ammunition. It started with our hands.
Hi, I'm Michael Bain. You know I hate cleaning guns, so anything that makes that job faster and easier is definitely a plus. And that's where Bore Tips come in. These reusable, lint-free cleaning swabs make cleaning a breeze. And the tighter-fitting Bore Tips do a better job on barrels than cotton mops or patches. Hey, it's a dirty job. Let Bore Tips help. To find a dealer, visit boretips.com.
What do LaserMax customers say about LaserMax lasers?
I'm alive because of your company. I was robbed at gunpoint. 2 of my 3 shots hit their intended target, and I was able to remove the threat. I made it home to my wife alive.
For shooting accuracy and training, it's a life-saving tool critical to any firearm.
I trust your products with my life. Thank you.
To learn more about LaserMax, go to lasermax.com. That's LaserMax.com. LaserMax.
Since 1997, Access Sights have been helping good guys take care of bad situations. The industry leader in gunfighter sights for pistols, shotguns, and rifles, Access Sights are the upgraded solution to your defensive firearms. Learn more about Access Sights and purchase them at AccessSights.com. You can also order your new gun with Access Sights already installed from companies such as Smith & Wesson, Ruger, Remington, Mossberg, and Marlin. If you need a gun, you need Access Sights.
When your front door gets kicked in, the gun in the bedroom may be too far away. A wall safe from Console Vault keeps your gun secure and out of sight, but ready. Visit CONSOLEvault.com.
A famous radio consultant once said he'd be off the air in a year. Whoops! Defending your Second Amendment rights since 1995 on over 150 radio stations nationwide. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
All right, talking about gifts to give, gifts to get. I'll share a little personal one with you, okay? I can't put it under the Christmas tree. But personal gift that my wife and I have given each other is we went on a big-time diet. I'm down 40 pounds, still got some to go. So I mentioned you'll see me on TV and you'll go, what happened to him? Yes, I'm healthy. Nothing happened. I'm just getting rid of it. But it's weird because it changes your pants and your gun belt size. And I'm having to go to different gun belts and find what works again. So strange little thing. The other thing that happens when you lose or gain a good bit of weight, your shotguns fit you differently. And you actually will, your guns won't fit you the same. So if you lose a good bit of weight or you put on a good bit of weight, if you have had your shotgun fitted to you, you need to go have it refitted because it absolutely is not going to fit you the same as your face gets thicker or thinner. Just kind of a shooting tip there. Line 1, Sean is with us out of Palmer, Alaska. Sean, you got a situation with your wife and a pistol, huh?
Well, that might be a little bit traumatic. We're still happily married. So.
Good. Good to hear.
Okay. Yeah, we got my wife an XD9 pistol. Something, I believe is reliable from what I've read. And 9mm because, like she doesn't like recoil, but who does?
Okay, sure.
We took it to the range, and she was shooting it. It kept jamming up on her.
Mm-hmm.
She shot my .45, 1911, no problem. I shot her pistol, and it wouldn't jam up on me. So your call screener, I think I got the answer from your call screener, but I just wanted to know if you had just wanted to know what your thoughts on that might be. I was using cheap ammo, but still, I was shooting it and it shot fine for me.
Let me ask you a question. How tall is your wife?
She's 5'4".
Okay. How tall are you?
6'1".
Yeah. When you shoot, you got a lot more mass behind that gun.
Right.
It's not kind, but we call this limp wristing, which means that you're not giving the gun enough resistance. When you fire the gun, in order for it to cycle, the grip area, the frame has to stay still and the slide has to move back along the top of it and then go forward and pick up a new cartridge and feed. If, when you fire it, the grip area goes backward at the same time, now the slide can't really go all the way back, and then you end up with a malfunction, a failure to feed or eject. What's going on here is she is not giving the gun enough resistance when she shoots it. And it's easy to fix once she understands what's going on. Now, she's using a two-handed grip, I take it.
Yes, she is.
Okay, and both hands are wrapped around the grip. She's not doing anything silly like putting hold on to her wrist or something like that.
Right. She's not.
Okay.
She's not
So, all right, here's the thing.
Stuff or anything like that.
Yeah. All right, both hands on the grip. She needs to grip that gun tight, tight, tight. And then she needs to extend her arms out until her elbows are locked out. I mean locked out. And then she needs to lean forward until her eyes are directly over her toes. This is key. Her eyes are directly over her toes. You will feel like she's almost on the balls of her feet. At this point, she has weight behind that gun. And I will guarantee you she will not have the problem again.
Okay. We'll try that.
It's just going to work. But it takes muscle. This is a muscular thing. This is an athletic event, shooting this pistol. And she needs to grip the gun tightly and don't kind of hold it out with your elbows bent. Lock your elbows out. If she can even, I'll tell you, here's another tip. When she puts her hands together and she has her thumbs on the left side of the gun, have her point her thumbs downward toward the target, not up in the air. What that does is, in fact, you can do it right now. If you stick your hand out and you have your thumb pointing up, it feels one way. If you roll your wrist downward so that your thumbs are pointing forward, you will feel strain in the top of your arms. It will lock your arms up, and now the gun will come straight back at you instead of the muzzle rising. And now you don't see much muzzle rise, you don't see muzzle flip, and you don't feel much recoil, and the gun will absolutely cycle every time. You take those thumbs and roll them down forward so they're pointing at the target.
Okay.
All righty?
All right. I think we'll try that. I'm going to take it to the range next week and see if we can see if that'll work.
All right. Let me know how it works out, okay?
With the answer.
All right. Appreciate it. Give me a call. Give me a report and let me know how it works out for you. Let's go talk to Robert on line 4. He's in Texas. Hey, Robert.
Hello, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I love your show. If I can't catch it on the radio, I'll always try to catch it on the podcast.
Fabulous.
Listen, I need some advice. My mother lives alone. She feels like she needs a handgun for self-defense.
Okay.
She had been carrying a little double-action .38 special.
Mm-hmm.
I was going over her with it one day and realized that she can't fire at double action, and she struggles to cock it.
Okay. Right.
So she just doesn't have the hand strength.
Right.
I went through a variety of guns that I have, and the only thing I found she could really handle is a little Walther P22.
Mm-hmm.
She can actually work the slide, and she can fire it single action. She really struggles double action with it. So I usually I had her keep it cocked and on safety. Are there any other possibilities I'm missing, or any
okay,
advice?
here's the thing. If she can work the slide of a single-action pistol, like a Glock, a Smith & Wesson M&P, any of those, that's a good choice. But there's another choice out there. And we don't mention it a lot, but for somebody who just is elderly and really cannot work the slide, and some just can't, how about a top-loading pistol like the Beretta Tomcat, where you've got the tip-up barrel, and I don't know if you're familiar with it, but the barrel tips up, you put one round in the barrel, and then you just push it back down. You do not have to work the slide at all on this, but it's a semi-automatic. Now, it is a double-action trigger pull, so you need to find out if she can manipulate the trigger on it, but it is certainly a possibility. But if she can work the slide, then I like that way to go. And here's what I would suggest. It's going to sound a little bit weird. There's a 380, the Ruger LC 380, It is kind of a mid-size compact, if you will. It's not a teeny tiny one like the LCP. It's bigger than that. But because it's just a 380 and not a 9mm, the spring is not as strong. And so it's much easier to work the slide on that. And the trigger is okay. It's not fabulous. It's not as good as some of their others, and even they will say so. But it's okay. I would say maybe try that at a gun store and see if she can work the slide on the Ruger LC380 or any of the other mid-size 380s, and that might be a way to go.
All right.
Okay. All right. I wish you luck with it. I think it'll work out. You'll figure it out. I appreciate that. Let's do that. I want to drop down line 2 for a second, pick up John in Pennsylvania. Hey, John, you got an idea for a gift?
Oh, you're not going to get it in time, but if you can get your hands on a copy of Hell, I Was There by Elmer Keith, I could not put that book down this year.
Don't you think he had one of the most interesting lives you have ever read about?
Oh, my gosh. It made me realize where our kids are being raised as. I hate to say it, a society of wimps and weenies. I mean, this man led a hard life.
It was a hard life. I mean, he got burned badly. I mean, I didn't even know about the burns and all that stuff that he had. But this guy, he lived a hard life. Grew up in Missouri. His family moved him out west. He worked as a kid. I mean, when you read this book, you go, yes, we coddle our kids and we do them such a terrible disservice. The name of the book is Hell, I Was There by Elmer Keith. John, how did you come about finding this book?
I had to go online and I looked for used copies because it's out of print.
Right.
And some people wanted some really high prices, upwards of $200 a copy.
Oh,
I wound up paying $50.
Yeah. You can go on Amazon or eBay. You can find a copy of it. Hell, I Was There. In fact, you know what? Check your local library. Who knows? Maybe they got a copy there. But, John, great suggestion. Love it. And people who read this, they're going to say, holy cow, I had no idea about Elmer Keith. What an amazing life he lived, where he went, what he did. Just terrific. And, an interesting writer. Not a polished writer, not a Hemingway-esque writer, but a good storyteller. And I would rather have a storyteller over a literary giant every time. And Elmer Keith was, I tell you, taught a bunch of great storytellers. The name of the book is Hell, I Was There. I recommend that one.
Tom Gresham's Gun Talk is broadcast nationwide every Sunday. If you can't hear Gun Talk where you live, call your local talk format station and clue them in on Gun Talk. Stay tuned. We're coming right back. Now broadcasting nationwide on radio, via satellite, and through downloads, iTunes, the Gun Talk app, and other podcast clients. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
All right, 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. We're pretty much open lines. If there's a gun you want to talk about or one you want to just tell me about, we'll do that. Swapping stories about Christmas presents, gifts that were given, guns that we got for Christmas. In our family, we have kind of made it a tradition to give firearms for Christmas presents a lot of times. For one thing, pretty much anything else you give somebody is going to be regifted or used up or broken or forgotten or whatever. Not true of a firearm, is it? You give somebody a gun, and he or she is going to have that gun. If they don't sell it or lose it, they're going to have it forever, for their entire life. There's really not much. When you think about it, what else can you give somebody that you're pretty sure is going to outlive them? I mean, sure, okay, a set of Craftsman hand tools, maybe. But, in terms of really cool stuff, a gun qualifies. So anyway, that's just a thought. Here's a story that you didn't hear this week. There's a lot of news about another story about somebody talking about this subject. But the show Top Shot on History Channel? Well, one of the shooters there is Chris Cheng, C-H-E-N-G. Well, Chris, this has been known by his friends for some period of time. And Chris came out in the last couple of weeks and came out and said he was gay. and story about that, about, hey, it's a shooter and he's gay and he's a top shooter and he's a competitive shooter and all this. And the thing that I found interesting about this was when they interviewed him and he said, he says, when I came out and I started talking about it, nobody cared. He says, the only, all the other shooters, the people I know, the competitors, one of them said, well, Chris, all we care about is how well you can shoot. And I thought, isn't that just perfect? I mean, I really fall in the category of who cares? What I care about is that you can shoot lights out, man. Now, that's impressive, okay? So anyway, just as you're talking about things in the news, Chris Chang, talk about your non-news, non-event. Okay, guy can shoot. Who cares about the rest of it, all right? Not a big deal. Let's see, line 3. Charles is with us out of Temple, Texas. Hello, Charles. Thank you for your patience.
No problem, Tom. Good to talk to you again. I was calling in about the weapons and the guns and the trucks.
Oh, yeah,
I've been an owner-operator for over 20 years. The majority of my business is actually delivering groceries and food items to the federal penitentiaries.
Oh,
I drive around with the CHL, and when I get to the Sally Port to go into the prison, I just get hold of the guard commander, show him my CHL, hand him my handgun unloaded. They let me in. I come back out. There's no problem. All 48 states.
Now, let me ask you, they aren't doing this because they know you as a special favor to you, huh?
No, they know me. They're doing it because I'm doing everything legal.
But, so
I'm legally carrying the weapon, and I know I cannot go past the Sallyport gate with that weapon. So I let them know before I even get to the gate, I've got a weapon with me. You need to secure it outside the prison walls. I will pick it up on the way out.
And they do this for other drivers. So this is standard procedure, though. So if you're a commercial driver, what you do is you just let them know ahead of time. You make sure your gun's unloaded. You give it to them. And, I mean, they do it for other drivers, obviously.
Yeah, for everybody. Same thing with military installations.
So what you're saying is it's really not a problem for you.
No, it never has been.
Well, now, have you run into other drivers telling you? I mean, I hear it all the time. Drivers who say, well, it's illegal. The DOT or ICC or whoever, somebody says, it's illegal for us to have a gun. Do you hear that when you're out working?
I hear it all the time, and what I usually do is say, hey, guy, we've got a DOT station up ahead of us. Let's stop, go inside, and ask the DOT officer, and he's going to tell you it's not illegal for you to have that weapon, as long as you legally own it.
Where does this come from?
It's an old myth that I believe was actually started by the companies to prevent their drivers from even thinking about carrying.
Oh, so rather than them saying this is our company policy, they would just lie and say it's a law.
Yes, I actually leased on to one carrier for a while, and they came out during their orientation and said, the law says you cannot do this, and I handed him the complete federal regulation and said, please show me where in this book it says I cannot do that.
What did he say?
He didn't even bother opening the book. He goes, it's not there. I said, then why are you lying to all the rest of these drivers?
Ooh.
Needless to say, I did not get hired.
Well, that's okay. You did a good thing. Don't you love it when they walk up and say, well, that's illegal? Say, really? What law is that? Well, it's just illegal. No. Specifically, what law are you talking about? And, we run into that with police officers, too. Sometimes they'll say, well, you can't do that. That's illegal. You go, really? What law does it violate? I mean, you got to be careful if it's a, one-on-one with a police officer. You don't want to get into that situation, but there are many times when someone in authority will tell you something is illegal when it simply is not. But this is good information, Charles. I appreciate that. I was not aware of the idea of being able to check your gun at a federal institution or agency or facility when you go in, and then you just pick it up on the way out. That's cool.
Yeah, and like I said, everywhere I've been, military bases, federal penitentiaries, they've never had a problem. The only time I ever had any type of an issue was I was delivering at Huntsville one time, and there was a demonstration out front about a execution they were getting ready to have.
Right.
And it was a young guard, and he wasn't sure what to do, and I said, get your supervisor. Supervisor come up and goes, what's the deal? And I told him. He goes, no problem, hand it over. He put it in, of all things, a military ammo box and said, it'll be waiting for you when you come back out.
Okay, let me ask you another question. With all your experience of being an over-the-road trucker, would you even imagine doing that job without having a gun with you?
Excuse my French, but hell no.
Well, because there's nobody out there to take care of you. It's just you, isn't it?
Especially if I'm out anywhere out in the wilderness, going across Wyoming, Montana, southern Texas, along the Rio Grande. Mm-hmm. The nearest cop might be 35 or 40 minutes away.
Yeah, no, exactly. I hear you. So there you go. Listen, I appreciate you sharing that with us, and good information that could pass along to all the truckers out there. 866-TALK-GUN. It'll get you in here. 866-TALK-GUN. Be right back.
Now your gun safe can notify you if it's moved, opened, or if the temperature or humidity goes up. No matter what brand safe you have, Liberty Safe's new Safe Alert sends an instant alert to your mobile phone. If the safe is jostled or someone opens the door, you'll know. Small, battery-powered, and effective in any safe. Complete your protection with Safe Alert from Liberty Safe. That's libertysafe.com. libertysafe.com.
Inaccurate is just plain worthless. Doesn't matter if you're shooting for a national championship or just trying to beat your friend, you need accurate ammo. Nosler's match-grade handgun ammunition delivers. You get Nosler sporting handgun and custom competition bullets in Nosler head-stamped brass, loaded to the same strict tolerances as Nosler's match-grade rifle ammo. Handgun accuracy through match-grade ammo. Available in 9mm, 40, and 45. Visit Nosler.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Gresham. For more than 40 years, I've been watching an environmental disaster in my backyard, and it actually impacts all sportsmen in America. I'm talking about the massive loss of land on the Louisiana coastline. The U.S. Geological Survey said the swamps and marshes of coastal Louisiana are among the nation's most fragile and valuable wetlands. That land is disappearing. The Mississippi River Delta hosts as many as 10 million ducks and geese every winter. These are birds which migrate northward through the states, all the way to Canada. The wetlands of the Delta support some of America's best fresh and saltwater fishing. And here's the deal. The wetlands of the Mississippi River Delta are disappearing at a rate of 1 football field every hour. 1 football field every hour. Gone. We can reconnect the river with its wetlands and restore the Delta, but we need your help. Please visit vanishingparadise.org. That's vanishingparadise.org.
The Ruger SR-45, a large caliber pistol with a trim, ergonomic profile. Like the popular Ruger SR-9 and SR-40, the SR-45 is perfectly sized to be comfortable and controllable with a slim, ergonomic grip and narrow slide. It features an adjustable 3-dot sight system, Ruger's unique reversible back strap, an ambidextrous manual safety and magazine release, and built-in Picatinny rail. The Ruger SR-45, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
A great trigger can make you a better shooter. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. Installation is easy. Give yourself the Timney Trigger advantage. To see more and order online, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
Get a grip on your AR rifle. An Ergo Grip. For maximum control, comfort, and accuracy, you need the grip that's ergonomically designed for the human hand. Ergo Grips come on some of the best factory ARs. Now you can upgrade your own rifle with a great grip. At ErgoGrips.net, you'll also find accessories for your rifles and handguns. Shoot better, get comfortable. ErgoGrips.net. ERGOGrips.net.
Gun Talk encourages you to support the local sporting goods store, gun stores, ATV dealers, and other local businesses in your area who advertise on this station and Gun Talk. Only together can we protect our rights. You're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
All right, 866 Talk Gun will get you in here. Hey, Jim Kinsey, if you can just a heads up, if you since you ordered that thing, get your microphone ready. We'll get you in here in just a second here. We're going to talk to Aaron on line 2 in Pensacola, Florida. Hello, Aaron. Talk to me.
Hi, Tom. Good to talk to you. Hey, I just wanted to get your opinion, excuse me, or if you knew anything about the relatively new pistol for carry. It's called a Sky. It's spelled SCCY.
I don't know other than what I've read about it here, but I tell you what, one of the guys in the studio here just shot me a note, says, hey, I just ordered one of those. Hey, Jim, are you up?
I'm sorry?
I was going to see if we could pull in one of the guys in our studio who said he just ordered one of these see if he could join us here.
That's actually Mike, but I'll turn it over to Mike.
Was it Mike who ordered one? Hey, Mike, whoever ordered one, what do you know about this? Can you join us and talk about this?
Sure. I did a little bit of research on it, and I noticed they have two models, and they have them both in two-tone and single-tone. The first model is a CPX-1, and it does have an external safety. I carry a Glock all the time, and I didn't really like the idea of switching to a handgun with an external safety, so I ordered the CPX-2. I got to see the CPX-1 in person. I really fell in love with it. Just a really neat-looking pistol.
What is it about the pistol?
I'm kind of the opposite on it. I like the idea of having an external safety, and another thing I like about it being from Florida, a native of Florida, they're built in Florida, and also they have a no questions asked warranty on it, and I really like that.
Which follows actually the gun itself, not the owner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the lifetime warranty is for the gun. So basically, if you trade it, sell it, whatever, whoever buys that still has the lifetime warranty.
Exactly, which is really nice.
What was it, Mike, about this pistol that got your attention in the first place?
The size, primarily. I'd like something a little smaller than the 19 that I carry for not every day, but depending on the weather and what I'm wearing. And furthermore, it's got a really neat recoil buffer pad in the back, which seems to me like it would help a lot because the people I've spoken with say it's not snappy for the size.
Hey, Aaron, what was it that got you started? I mean, how did you find out about this, and what's kind of got you thinking about it?
Well, I just recently found out about it. We've got a guy here in town. He's a pawn shop owner, and he gets some. He deals directly with the factory, and he gave me some information on it. It's chambered in 9mm, and my other semi-automatic is also a 9mm. I also like the fact that when I grabbed it and handled it, it really fills up my hand. You know, most really small pistols, sidearms they seem too small to me, harder to handle. And this one, I don't have big meat hooks or anything, but I have a pretty good sized hand, and it just seemed to fill it up. And I'm in the process of getting my concealed carry, and I thought, that it seems like it'd be easy for me to, conceal that weapon without any real trouble.
Okay, good deal. Well, there's your information for you. And look, I appreciate the call. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you taking it. Bye.
All right, you take care. I got an email from Christopher, and Christopher saying, I was surprised when my FFL said that they had to send my name into the ATF because I had bought more than 2 guns over a 7-day period. Is that true? I really don't like the idea of getting on an ATF list. So I did a quick check with our in-house expert here, our call screener who actually runs a gun store. She says, absolutely. I thought so, that multiple sale reporting has been it's the law of the land for some period of time. Basically, if you buy more, I don't know if it's 2 or more than 2 in a 7-day period, they have to report that to the NICS folks, but essentially it's the same information that they did when you got your background check in the first place. So in terms of being on a list, hey, we're all on a list somewhere. The IRS has got your information, and soon healthcare folks will have your information. I'm a lot more concerned with buying a gun or making sure that I've got a gun or more than one gun than I am about worrying about being on some list out there. So that's just not a concern to me. So, but yeah, multiple sales, that reporting has been in place for some period of time. All right. Got some questions. People are asking, is that Elmer Keith book the one that's titled An Autobiography? No, that's a different Elmer Keith book. Hell, I was there. It was really good. If you're lucky enough to have the one called Elmer Keith, An Autobiography, that is a fabulous book. Both of them are definitely worth having. So treat yourself. Anything by Elmer Keith is worth having.
Join the NRA via Tom Gresham's Gun Talk website and receive $10 off the regular membership price. Log on to guntalk.com for details. You're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
All right, just a reminder to everybody out there, talk to your family, your wife, your kids, everybody. Keep their head on a swivel. It's that time. Everybody's rushing around the malls, maybe not paying attention to things that they should, not paying attention to possible predators, but also just traffic out there. Here's the thing. When you get in your car, making good time or getting there on time is not the priority. When you get in your car to go somewhere, there really is only one priority, and that is to get there safely. On time doesn't matter. Showing someone that you were there first to make sure they don't cut you off, that doesn't matter. If it takes you more time to get there, that doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is getting there safely. A little reinforcement to everybody, okay? Line 1, Eric is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Hello, Eric.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm calling because I was listening to the gentleman talk about his trucking business coming and going from the prisons as well as the military posts.
Right.
Not having been a problem for him. And I have had trouble. I'm in the reserve, and when I go from cross country one post to the other, I have had trouble coming through the gates. You're supposed to be able to turn your weapon over to the gate guards just as he described.
Right.
But they aren't always prepared to receive that weapon from you. Sometimes they don't want to take responsibility for it. So you definitely need to check in ahead of time and make sure that's not going to be a problem for you at the particular gate that you go through.
Well, okay, now that's a question for you because most military bases have multiple gates. How do you know which one to go to?
Well, you just have to plan ahead, call, let them know which one you're going to be coming through, and make sure that they won't turn you around because they have to be willing to take responsibility for that weapon at the gate. If they're not willing to take responsibility for that, you may be out of luck.
They're not going to let you on the base.
That's a choice that they can make.
Sure. Okay. Well, if you show up there and they're not ready for it, do you like ask for a somebody else, or do you just turn around and figure out a plan B?
Well, you can ask them to call their superiors, and they may or they may not do that. And you can point out that that's within regulations, and they may or not be receptive to that. But, they may just tell you politely, here's where you can turn around, and when you put that off somewhere else, you can come back.
Right.
So,
okay, there you go. All right, well, good. I appreciate the heads up, Eric. There's how it's supposed to work, and then there's how it sometimes works, so good information. By the way, just a reminder from Michelle here, who gave us the great idea. If you ever need to drop your gun off somewhere, you say, I need to drop my gun off. I don't want to, I'll take it to a gun store, but I don't want to have it like go into the records where I have to go fill out a NICS form and get a background check to pick it up. Take it to a gun store and say, hey, I'd like for you to clean my gun. And now it is a repair or a service, and it doesn't have to go in the log books, and it doesn't have to come back out. And so, and by the way, you get a clean gun out of the deal. So if you ever need to do that, like if you were going to cross into Canada or someplace, you need to leave guns and you're going to come back, that's one way to do that. All right, here's your kind of your going away gift, if you will. Here's what I would wish for you. A safe and Merry Christmas, a great holiday season, that your family is healthy and happy. Tell them you love them. Don't put it off. Be demonstrative. If you want to give somebody a gun and you want to put it in your will, don't do that. Give it to them now while you could tell them about it. Make it a fabulous Christmas present. This is my granddad's gun. I'm going to give it to you. I gave a gun to my granddaughter when she was about 1 month old. I know she didn't have it yet, but I wrote her a letter. And one of these days, she will be able to read that letter, and she'll hear the story about this was her great-great-grandfather's gun, that type of thing. So do that. Be safe. Spend some time with your family. Take care of each other. Love each other. You know the drill. And if you would, think about our military. They are overseas where it's cold or hot or dry or wet and taking care of you. And that's what they do every year. God bless them.